It's a Monday morning. Parts came through the post a few days ago, and it's time to get back on the case with this little Triumph Tiger Cub that we've already seen and been for a ride on. And as I've already said, there was heavy oil leakage and loss from the primary chain case, which I've already discussed reasons for. And here we see I've got my new seals fitted. This seal holder was actually completely absent, and I did ask for one when I ordered the parts, but there wasn't one amongst the bits, so maybe they didn't have one. But I managed to find this used one off another old set of cases that I had about the place, so I've used that with the new rubber seal behind it, so that's going to be a hell of a lot better than the nothing it had before. And the crank seal, I fitted that's actually a proper metal backed one. The other one was all rubber, and I levered that out with the screwdriver quite easily, but I think it might take a little bit more effort to get this out if ever it needed to come out again. But it's in, and the spring and the lip are facing inwards towards the crankshaft, which is the correct way, not outwards like the one that was in there before was doing. So I'm pretty confident that we'll now keep certainly most, if not all, our oil in the primary chain case after this. So I'm going to put the outer cover back on and put some oil in it, put the footrest back on and everything, and hopefully we might be ready to go for a short run and see how it goes, because obviously I've also raised the needle in the carburettor by a notch and just backed off the ignition timing a little bit from how both those things were set last time we went for a ride. So I'm hoping that there might be a bit of a difference. And I also invested, I haven't fitted it yet, but I will do, I also invested in a new spark plug, so we'll put that in as well. Those alternator wires aren't shorting on the frame anymore, so we might get out and have a decent ride on it with no misfire. Just building up the clutch and the primary drive before I put the outer cover back on, and I had all the clutch springs screwed in equally and almost fully home, almost, well, sort of flush, and I operated the clutch, and the clutch pressure plate lifted really wonky and skewiff, and I tried adjusting the springs a little to try and sort of level out the lift of the pressure plate, and I was having no joy, so I decided I'd take them all out again and have a look. And look at this, 3 clutch pressure plate springs of 3 different lengths. No wonder it was lifting skewiff, and that's probably got something to do with the clutch slip, although I did actually manage to back about a half a turn off this pressure plate adjuster to take weight off it that it had on it previously. But I'll go through my Tiger Cub bits now, and I'm sure I can find a set of 3 springs that will match and put them in, and hopefully we'll get a much better clutch operation and less likelihood of slip as well, I would hope. Right, I've managed to find 3 fairly equal but used clutch pressure plate springs among my Tiger Cub bits and pieces, and I've got this set up now so that I've got reasonably even clutch pressure plate lift. I've got it in gear, that's the clutch pulled all the way in, and the pressure plate is running pretty true, not bad for second-hand springs that I had lying around. And obviously the pressure plate and the push rod mechanism, everything, they're all obviously used items. That clutch is releasing nicely, and we're probably going to have much less tendency for clutch slip now, having 3 pressure plate springs which are at least pretty much equal to one another. So that's another item to cross off the list, and I'll get the alternator on next, and finally the primary cover, and get some oil in it and get that footrest on, and hopefully we'll be able to go for a ride and try it all out.